What's up, everybody? Well, I got another small form factor PC gameplay video for you guys today, and today we're checking out Dune Awakening. Interesting game, but definitely seems kind of hard to run at the same time. So far, it hasn't been the greatest experience on everything, but pretty playable on almost everything. Firebat and the Z1 Extreme weren't the greatest experience though, but it was still borderline playable for some, I'm sure. But this thing should definitely be able to give us some playable frame rates. So I think what we'll do is we'll go in, I'm pretty sure it had Lumen, so we'll just go in there, max the son of a bitch out with Lumen and all that stuff, native 4K, then we'll turn on some DLSS, and then we'll try it without the ray tracing, and then maybe move on to 1440p after that or something, depending on how it runs, and then try 1080 as well. I think that's a good way to do this system, because you never know what kind of person might have for a monitor, TV, what have you. So might as well just do all the popular ones. So let's get into the game, shall we? So we're gonna start off just maxed out. Ray tracing and everything, 4K native. And if I remember correctly, it doesn't quite go great. I think it gets somewhat playable FPS for some people, but not the kind of people that are going to be gaming on this kind of thing. I don't think they'd be interested in this, but I'm still going to get a little footage just for the people that are interested. Because I like playing a game a certain way doesn't mean everyone does. So, there we go, and we want to turn that on too, obviously. I just have to remember to hit confirm changes before I stop the video. I just didn't want to hit them and have it fuck with the video, you know? So we'll hit confirm changes and get to some gaming. So now we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to use DLSS performance. And I just did that because it usually gives us pretty decent performance, as the name would imply. I believe when you're doing a 4K base, it puts it down to 1080p, which is crazy you have to go that low, but this is a big, wide open world, and those games tend to be pretty hard to run. And this one doesn't look completely horrible. It's not the most photorealistic, best-looking game known to man either, but hey. It's one of those games I'd say performs just about what I'd expect. I'd think it could perform a little better, like with stutters and stuff, but I'd say the FPS seems to be right where it should be, in my opinion anyway. Now we're going to try just turning Lumen off, but leaving everything else maxed out at native. I don't think it made a perfect difference, but I think we got a lot closer to hitting 60 now than we did before. We were dropping down into the high 20s, even with that at certain spots. With the ray tracing on anyway, so hey, why don't we go see what it can do without it? Some games, it isn't a huge difference. This one, I think, in some spots it is, but in some spots it doesn't really seem to make a huge difference either. It's kind of strange.
They're here!
So now we're going to, of course, try out some DLSS, just like we did with the ray tracing, because we want to see what it can do with DLSS and no ray tracing. Same performance as well. We obviously could probably do a little bit, probably balanced or something and still get acceptable FPS, but I just want to keep it apples to apples as much as possible anyway. So with that said, let's get into the game.
I see someone. Target down.
So, now if I do recall, I think we moved on to 1440p. Yep, 1440p. And native as well. And ultra. With Lumen and all that good stuff. And then we'll try it without, of course. And I think after that, I moved to 1080p. But hey, we shall see.
I see someone.
There's someone here.
Eyes on enemy. I need reinforcements.
Alright, so here's the display settings. Most of those were useless. Just really needed to show the top part. And now we're going to try quality DLSS. I don't know what that actually ends up being, but alright. I'd say that's probably good enough for the chapters of the YouTubes and all that good stuff, so let's get to gaming, shall we? Alright, so there's the display settings. And I do believe we tried this on Ultra with no ray tracing as well, just like we did at 4K. At least I hope that's what I did. When I try to do too many things at once, that's where I start messing up. Alright, yeah, that's what it looks like. It looks like I turned Lumen off. So, yep, that's exactly what we're doing now. And then we'll try it with Lumen off with DLSS. And I think after that, I moved on to 1080p. But hey, we'll see. So now we're going to turn DLSS on, see what it can do on Ultra at 1440. At least I think that's what we did, unless I skipped that and moved on to 1080p. Let's go to the next screen and see. Nope, still 1440. And yep, DLSS quality with everything on Ultra. Yep, after this, we're definitely moving on to 1080. Now on that one, I can't remember if I tried DLSS or what. At 1080, I might have just skipped the DLSS part because we're already at such a low resolution. But hey, again, we'll see when we get there. I did so many things today, it's hard to remember what the hell I did. All I know is I got it all made. Now I just gotta do the voiceovers. Well, I just decided to do native 1080p and skip the DLSS, and this should get very similar performance to DLSS at performance on 4K. I mean, that's still 1080p, but I think this should still win out by a few more FPS, because it still does some work in the background to actually have to do all that. So I don't think it's always a 1-to-1 as it would be just running it at 1080. But hey, I guess we'll find out real quick.
There's someone here.
Sector weather alert. A large sandstorm is approaching.
Someone's here. Where's my reinforcements?
Alright, let's get ourselves a little camera recorded gameplay now. Yeah, I pretty much got like sunstroke setting up for the shot, so. I have no hydration. Hey, maybe we can get eaten by that thing. Alright, well, at least we're out of the heat now. But we're still dehydrated as fuck. So, we gotta do something about that. Or we're surely gonna die. Not easy to do and stay under... what should we call it? Yeah, that sucks to just have to sit in that little hovel. But that's what you'd have to do in real life. Otherwise you'd fry. Because we don't got no water. And if I eat too many of those frickin' flowers, it sounds like they said I'll throw up and like lose liquid. Oh, I've already been in here. Well, I'll be damned. Well, I always get lost in these kind of games. And besides, I'm supposed to be like making a bunch of stuff, but I didn't want to bore you guys just only staying in a building screen the entire game, so figured I'd just say screw it and just run around in circles for a little bit so we can get some FPS datas. Nope, we don't got any energy. Whee! Luckily, that didn't kill me. I honestly thought it was. But that's okay, then we'll respawn. Lose some stuff, it's no big deal though. Yeah, it's interesting. A lot of the times it does way more damage than that to me. But that's fine, we'll just keep running around for now. Oh, there it goes. They pretty much starts you off with no waters. Finding water in a desert's not easy. That's for sure. Oh, and then just for fun, we can also turn that shit back off. I forgot. I turned Lumen back on because I forgot to turn it on before, during 1440p, I believe. So now we can see what it's like without the Lumen.
Someone's here.
Doesn't really seem to be a huge difference. Oh, maybe it needed time to, like, do something. There we go. Now that seems to be, like, a better difference. But let's just make sure it's not the area we were in. Let's go back through here real quick. I was like, man, I figured Lumen was bigger than that. But, yeah, you go all the way 80, 90 from 130 just to turn Lumen on. Isn't that crazy? That's at 1080p. Hey, dude. What's up?
Eyes on hostile.
Oh, shit. I shot you in the face. Such a disgrace. Because you got shot in the face. Alright, let's see if we get our cool little thingy out. Drink the dew. Dew limit reached. No more dew. Right, let's climb down this time so I don't instantly die. This is not one of those games where you can jump down 400 feet and not get injured. I thought I heard somebody else shouting in here too. Or was that just them screaming at me? Like, I see you. Who knows? Wish more of these people had, like, water and stuff on them. That would be pretty cool. I'd take. Because you no longer need. Yeah, I did not sleep good last night. Moon. Oh, I hurt myself a little there, but at least it wasn't the end of the world. There it is. Oh, and a huge ship, too. Hey, let me the heck out of that guy's domain. Well, alright. I think that's probably more than good for camera recorded gameplay. Why don't we go wrap this video on up? Well, alright guys, that's a wrap for Dune Awakening on the small form factor PC, and it seemed to do an alright job. We definitely got playable FPS basically no matter what. The only time we didn't is when we maxed everything out natively, and it was still borderline playable for some, but I don't think too many people spending like over $1,000 on a computer are gonna really want to deal with like under 60 FPS. That's just me. I'm sure there's some out there, but I think the majority would be like me and want at least 60 plus. For a game like this, I'd prefer 80 to 100 personally. But again, that's just me. Some people are fine if they can just get 60. They don't give a shit. And they'll turn everything down just so they can get that, and boom. And then of course, Lumen is quite heavy as usual, and this is an NVIDIA PC, so it is quite a bit better than the AMD systems are gonna do. But it was the first system that I thought was actually powerful enough to even attempt it. I mean, I figured the Steam Decks and the Allies and the Firebat were gonna go, haha, you're funny, crash. Aha, now you can't play the game unless you delete me or some bullshit and reinstall me and put default settings. And who wants to go through that rigmarole? Not me. So I figured, nope, let's just do that when we get to the more powerful stuff. So from here on out, we'll do some ray tracing no matter what. As well as probably going through more than just ultra settings too, because let's be honest, running ultra settings is usually pretty stupid. You'd be better off running on high, and you'd probably gain like another 5-10 FPS just from doing that. Maybe even more. So it's just when I do all those different resolutions, it's kind of, it'd be really hard to just sit there and go, okay, 4K, ultra, very high, medium, you know, and then drop it to 1440 and do the same thing, and then 1080. No, that's too much for a single video. Sometimes these things are already like 45 minutes to an hour anyway. But in any case though, that is all for this video. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, because I sure as hell enjoyed making it for you guys. And until the next video, peace out, guys.